countless Titan legions that fought during the Horus Heresy. Some were remembered for endurance, others for their faith, and some for raw, uncompromising violence. Today we're going to be taking a look at Legio Laniaskara, known across the battlefields of the Imperium as the Impalers. A Titan legion that believed wars were not won by logistics, strategic deployments or tactics, but by striding straight into and through the enemy lines. Legio Laniaskara was a non-Martian Titan legion. That is, they were raised and sustained by a distant forge world of Valia Maximal, rather than Mars itself. Rediscovered and colonised by the Mechanicum, they set off to recolonise a Terra-like world. What the Martian colonists found was an inhospitable, borderline poisonous world of tribal, tech-loving barbarians who worship machines as the divine. As the colonists prepared to turn the barbarian tribes into fish flakes, god machines strode forth and, well, many of the barbarians actually came over to be absorbed into the colonists' new regime. The Mechanicum therefore subjugated the barbarian tech bros, which left just the teeny tiny problem of the planet itself, which was responsible for the end of the original ancient first colonization attempt. Rampant and prolonged radiation storms and caustic seas were amongst the minor inconveniences one can expect stepping out of the Hablock door in this world. I'll let you visualize what types of plants and animals would make their homes here. The kaiju-sized denizens of those very seas are also a slight distraction as you went about your day. Did I not mention? Apologies, dear listeners, in the archives of Adeptus Titanicus there's lore supporting your Godzilla fanfiction, your Cthulhu nightmare spawns, crab people, the seaweed that touches your feet when you swim in the sea. The Impalers fought it all. That's quite the story setup, right? But the Imperium of Man eventually caught up with our tech bro fish fighters, taking a break from chain-fisting Flounder and shish kebabbing Sebastian. Legio Laniaskara forces smashed into Imperium forces that had great crusaded their way into a nearby system. In a true shock and awe play, such overwhelming force was brought to bear that the local crusade would be halted and thrown back. That was the goal anyway. Tactics, right? In an equally subtle and well-measured response, Imperial forces, including the Raven Guard supported by Legio Astroman, directly assaulted the Forge World, bringing the Impalers back into the fold through a cold, solid fish slap to the chops. Order, therefore, of a sort, returned, though the animosity remained in that region of space, the Iron Belt, where the two legios resided. This status quo remained until the Horus Heresy erupted. I'm massively skipping detail here, but the culmination of Graia, the Legio Astroman's Forge World, being invaded during the Cataclysm of Iron. The long-running, ever-raging conflict between the two Forge Worlds wound down and stopped after the death of the traitorous Magos Dominus, effectively beheading the rampaging traitor forces. Supernatural even by Warhammer lore standards, the Forge World of Valia Maximal was found to be empty of all life when the lawless forces sought to strike back at their traitorous cousins. I genuinely enjoyed reading about this lesser-known Legio. Giz will tell you all about their tabletop shenanigans soon, I'm sure, but I couldn't find anything close to an answer or a close as to where the inhabitants and indeed their remaining forces ended up. Personally, I found more of a Lovecraftian ending. I made several bad fish jokes, which Giz will absolutely not thank me for. Tech-worshipping barbarians, tribal leaders, divine beings striding amongst the faithful, and then going and looking to take over nearby systems. People may disagree, but I genuinely welcome your comments on it. I got a Shadow over Innsmouth vibe from the end of the story, but, you know, with Archaeotep rather than tribal jewellery. To conclude, if you want a no-nonsense, warp-enhanced, turn the other guy's head into a bucket of smashed crabs of a Legio. Last one, I promise, at least for this sentence. You can't go too far wrong here. Their Legio traits allow fast movement, a 1-2 smash melee attack coming out of a charge, stratagems allowing a mandible-wide charge move without the need for testing, and a bespoke Princeps trait allowing stronger hits against smaller scale units, rerolling armor rolls over 1 against Titans, and the ever fun inflicting self-damage for that last gasp melee haymaker strike. Thank you again for joining me as we take another look at some of the armies we have in the guild, why we collect them, and if you're unfamiliar, hopefully a little bit of a taste as to where they fit within the in-game universe. Hopefully I'll catch you again soon. Bye for now.